Not that bad. I think it's brave. I think it's brave. Mr. Field to them. Spent council's money on composting bins, rat catchers,
but council has to save money on them.
How often does that come?
So that 3 years and it's money saved.
So 27 quid a year. For that? 27 quid. How many pounds? Oh, 90 to 70.
Yeah.
And how much? Have you got the quote?
For the price. There's one just over there.
So how many years would that take to 270?
Well, take 3 years for 4 years for dairy.
Would they last that long? Oh, the concrete?
Oh, yeah.
Right. And what about the installation?
That's it.
Installed?
Yeah.
Delivered? Installed? Oh, well. Sounds like a bargain to me. So has it gone to the vote?
No,
No, it's at the council. I think it's tonight. Don't come tomorrow.
I think game is more, not yesterday morning.
Well, I've apologised, Gordon.
Oh, no, it's none of your fault at all.
It is. Well, it's partly because I did think about it.
Anyway, I would... Right.
Suppose it was.
We shouldn't have any more turns up because she's got a line down.
Oh, she's not. Colin. Colin, she's not the only one. Elaine. Hello. Gordon. This is Elaine. Gordon and Colin.
You're playing all right?
Yeah, but they don't know you, don't they? No. So they're cracking on, they don't, Elaine. But you don't take any notice.
Now, which way we're going?
I don't know.
Is it to music?
What date is it? What date is it?
13.
So what looks it then?
It's coming in.
Colin, did it? Is that one in over there? The council run will.
Sorry?
Hi, Chris.
I made him. Wait a minute.
Oh, yes, I know that. Right.
There's two scribbles there.
Johnson.
Has anybody not signed? Two people not signed.
Is that on working? Yes, it is.
That must be for a month. It says per year. That must be for a month. Does that mean for a month? Does this mean for a month? No, for yours.
It's per year.
Okay, that is for a yeah. Oh, I see.
Stuart, please. Just, apologies everybody for late start. Thank you for attending the charity meeting. We'll start the meeting. Agenda item 1. Please receive any apologies for absence. We've got Councillor Matthew and I've got apologies from Councillor Meiji. There's no hold from the Councillor Matthew. Item 2, declaring interest in any matters to be considered. No? No. Item 3, identify items which the press and public may be excluded.
come in quickly. Item 10, the budget. Are we discussing that tonight?
No, well, yes, I was going to defer, but if we, because we've not got another charity meeting, have we?
No, but I think I thought we had agreement at the training last night that we would defer the budget until. No, the council wasn't mentioned. But can I just?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I thought we would do it.
We'll defer it. Well, if we didn't agree, we'll defer it until Monday when we discuss it. We'll discuss the charity. Excuse me, I'm talking.
Sorry,
Right, listen. I'm talking. I'm trying to put a way forward. If we discuss the charity on Monday night, there's nothing to stop us having a charity meeting to approve the budget. We can do that because we've got time to do it. In fact, we have got time to do it because we've got another charity meeting next month. And the time dates that we were given by Sheila last night gives us plenty of time to approve the budget in February.
I was under the impression, like you, that we would discuss it on Monday, given that we've only got a small agenda and it would be out of the way early. So
go back to my original question is, because I think if we're going to discuss that tonight, I want it in confidential session because I want to discuss some unfinished business that we had over security.
I'd say I'm more than happy to ask members if they want to do that, to defer it till Monday night's full council meeting. It's up to members and alternate and put a charity meeting in front of that.
Should we discuss
Is that legal? Yeah.
We'll discuss on the electrician.
I just want to, as I say, we want to get the thing sorted out.
We'll identify it as a possibility and we'll go into confidential session.
Anybody else, any others?
It'd be much easier, Chair, if we had a meeting every day, wouldn't it?
Well, you did.
Well, we've got one on Monday anyway. So we'll do the full council meeting.
Is this item 3?
Okay. Item 4, to confirm minutes of the meeting on Wednesday, 9th December. Any version 1? Phase 2.
Can I propose that we accept them minutes
Number
of
second.
9th December, please?
Second. 4. All those in favour, please, show. Just do it again, will you? Go, it's gone. There's Colin. Just a minute.
Chair, I'm sorry, I fell asleep on item 3. 18.1. It's contract.
This is charity. That's on full council.
Oh right. Okay. Thank you.
14 items. All right. If you say it again, then when we get to the next meeting. Okay. To approve payments. Item 5. You got in front of you.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Right at the bottom one, 200727. That item was under the Parks delegated powers.
No.
Oh, I do apologise, it wasn't
It's
used.
the one where we got votes for.
I read it differently, I apologise. Can I just ask what The repairs to Parish Hall, the one above it.
DCS services and day electric.
The electrics.
Is it last one? Sorry, DCS services, yeah. Supply and install extract fan to ladies toilet, install Android toilet in the old door, replace faulty socket in the main hall. Okay?
Yeah, fine.
Everybody okay with those? The pros and second, please, for those. Gordon, for your proposal, Drew, second, all those in favour, please, show. Thank you. Item 6, requested grant from Anston Parish Council. Grant is 0. Parenting kind to cover employment costs for December 2015, 4,000. Sorry, I said January. It should be January 6th. Parenting kind to cover employment costs for January 2016, £4,672.58. Okay, no, again, proposal the second of that, please. Proposal? True, second. Do it. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. Can I sign that one? No. Item 7, to approve accounts for November 2015. A, bank reconciliation. That's CH7A.
There's nothing on that project.
Everybody all right with that? Approve them all together. Anybody happy with that? Proposing, seconded? Yeah. Well, Darren, Jonathan, all those in favour? Thank you. 7B, receipts. CH 7B.
Can I propose to accept that? There's only 2 receipts on there, they're self-explanatory. The bottom receipt there, the whole line, is that for the one above? I think it was there. Yeah. Well, I'll propose that we receive that.
Can I have a second? Please, all those in favour? Thank you. 7C, payments.
Can I come in again? The DCS services, is that the one I've just been speaking about?
Yeah.
That's all right,
Yeah.
Without saying anything else, I'm going to draw everybody's attention to 200704 keys. And I won't say anything else.
Right. Everybody else happy with those? Proposer and second, please. Jonathan, Miles, all those in favour? Thank you. Overview accounts published on the Parish Council website.
Can I propose that we accept it? Just a copy of what we just accepted.
Okay, can I have a second? Thank you. Miles, all those in favour? Thank you. Item 8, discuss management accounts.
On the payment headings at the bottom, we're showing a deficit of 2,000. No, we're not showing a deficit.
No.
It's because we do it opposite way around. Right, I've got all that then. The two questions I want to ask are valid, because I didn't read it properly. Right, the next one is, at the bottom, again we're showing a deficit, which I'm right this time. Now, we discussed this the other month, and I was suggesting that we should be doing a paper transaction to bring that figure to a positive figure. Is there a reason why we can't do it? What it is that, again, Michael tells the longest, that figure shown as a deficit, when in actual fact it's not. It's because the council hasn't passed the whole of the financial budget to the charity, because the charity doesn't require it anymore. So rather than leave it as a deficit, because again people down the table look at that and think we've got a deficit, and we haven't. So can we not do a paper transaction to transfer the money, to transfer it back, and that will then give us a true figure? You don't have to, you can do it any time. What I'm saying is, it's not wrong, but it's showing a false impression. Anyway, I'll leave that with you.
Okay. Can I have a proposal and a second then? Darren? All those in favour? Show. Thank you. Item 9 is received report on debtors, which is it's on the table, that one.
Can I come again if nobody's got anything wants to go first? No? Right. I presume these are the football teams. How these ones that are showing at the top, are they for the football
Yeah,
team?
Little Master and Old Anstonians.
Is that for this year? Or that's from last year?
No, it's from this year.
So it's from this season?
Yeah. We've been set reminders again.
Right.
So
Well,
it
I'm
is
trying to
remind.
yeah, I understand this season is slightly different. Did we solve the problem of debtors from last season? Did that ever solve itself?
I think Mrs. Morgan's awaiting a response from somebody else that had taken over the over 35s team, and they were supposed to be getting back to her. So she's taken off the list, so it may well be resolved, otherwise it would still be on.
Can we have confirmation that it was either paid or we've written it off?
Yeah, we haven't
We
written
haven't
it
written it
off.
off, so
It was the running of the team, from the information I got, had changed. Somebody else had taken over. They were hopefully sorting that out. And it doesn't appear on there, I presume, that it's been sorted out. Those two figures there, some of the teams on the Sunday morning have not played reasonably in the last few weeks because of the conditions of the weather conditions. The matches have been called off and the state of the pitch. So
is this figure here for each one? Is that just for one?
that's
match?
one game.
Right.
Yeah.
So really, the debt's not outstanding
No,
in a
not
big way at the moment.
Not until the end of it's not really until the end
So
of the
could I
season.
suggest we just note that for the time being? Can we have it confirmed in the next meeting if possible that the outstanding debt has been paid?
There was only the one.
Yeah, can you just have it confirmed and it ties up the loose end? The balance owing from the preschool, we had a discussion on that tonight, so we know about that.
We need to just receive it. Okay, item 10 to approve budget 2016-2017.
Can I propose that this item be deferred to the meeting we're having on Monday night as discussed at our training session last night?
What reason? Yeah, can I ask you? I mean, what happened at the training session last night has nothing to do with that council.
It has, because we...
Well, it was
Nothing to do with it.
yeah, sorry John, just let me, it was advice that Darren was there and Miles. It was, the discussion took place as to how best to approach the budget, because there's some issues that have been brought up by certain councillors, and to be fair and to give everybody a chance to discuss it properly, we decided that we would not do it tonight, we would look to do it on Monday. We've only got
That's what we've done in 3 previous meetings.
we'd not come to and if we'd not finished it off as such, it was still outstanding.
I
And
thought-
because of I'm not sure how you read it.
There was disagreement,
We'll put
between
that.
different councillors on how we should progress.
And as a result of the meeting last night, that's how we decided to approach it. Are you happy with that, Darren? That's what we...
Yes,
And Mark, yeah. So,
That's what we agreed on
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yeah.
So I better, well, do I need to make a proposal that would defer that to Monday?
Well, you can defer to the next meeting, so we'll set the next meeting here.
yeah. Because we're not set the meeting for Monday, have we? We've got to do it again.
I'll take your word for it. I thought we've already got the agenda, so it must be
Yeah, no,
the
that's
same.
the council, that's the charge.
Right.
So we've
So,
got to...
look at that then, right.
So
Well, I'm just saying, do I need to propose that, or are we just going to accept it?
yeah,
Right, I'm going to make a proposal
to
that I
defer to the next
defer
meeting.
the charity budget to the next meeting of the council.
No, still doing the charity.
Right, to the next meet, to Monday night.
Next meeting, full stop.
Right,
At this point in time.
so read the proposal then.
Defer to the next meeting.
Right, that's proposed.
Yeah. Can I have it?
So the charity meeting next Monday?
Charity
Charity meeting.
Yeah, if you want to, that's for us to decide.
So as
Yes.
long as at the end.
Yes. Told that on Monday. Are you
I'm second.
seconding it? Right. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. Item 11, to discuss received letter from resident. Can I just speak? Well, can I speak on it? Mr. Thomas is not here at the moment. I spoke to him earlier about something else, but I did have a quick word with him about this. And what I've said to him, if council agree, I'll meet with him to go through the points on his letter. Another one we received by myself just before Christmas, but I wasn't aware of an earlier letter that he'd sent, so I need to clear up the misunderstanding with him on that. And as I said to him tonight, and I think he was in agreement to that I would meet with him if council are happy, just to go through the points and try and see if we can clear up what we can do and what we can't do.
I'm in disagreement with that because Mr. Thomas is obviously asking specific questions and he's got reasons to do it. And I think if he has questions, they should be brought to this council and we as a council should make decisions, not having discussions outside. There's no disrespect to you, but we should be here. Because there's some things I'd like to address on this. The first thing is, it says, thank you for your letter, etc. However, it appears that from the reply, well, we've not seen the reply that went out. So, Mr. Thomas is referring to a reply that we've not seen, so we can't make comments on it. I can go further down. I differ that and says we've done nothing of any significance. We have, but probably not in the time frame that might be expected. And to go on to the end, it says, you did not even bother to acknowledge my suggestions for budget cutting. I don't recall seeing any suggestions. Did we see any suggestions?
There were some on that original letter that Mr. Thomas sent, but then you well...
Did we discuss them?
Did
Did we discuss
Things
them?
like fireworks,
Right.
as far as I recall, we agreed to consider it as part of the budget.
So we did consider them.
It's probably worth saying that those views from different councillors have been expressed, haven't they?
Yeah. Can I just say, it says in conclusion, I would like to request a copy of the charity constitution. Well, I don't see any problem with that at all. It's an open public document.
He's got that.
It's got
He's
that.
been given that.
So who made that decision?
That was done a long time ago.
Right. So why would Mr. Thomas request a copy if he's already got it? Anyway, it's an open public document, so it's not a problem. And the other thing I was going to say, he requested the charity number. Well, again, Mr. Thomas and members of the public, if you want to find any information on Anston Parish Council Recreation Ground, the charity, if you type that into the Charity Commission's search engine, it will give you quite a lot of detail on there, what you need to know. There's no secrets.
He's done that.
Right, where do we, I mean, go on, Miles, sorry.
I'm right in thinking I can give you permission to act on our behalf.
Could you use the
I mean, I
microphone,
propose
please?
that, but
Yeah, all right, okay.
Sorry, Miles, can I just ask what we're going to discuss with it?
it was just to go through the salient points of this and what we could answer and where we could find other information. I mean, there are issues about trustees of the charity. I don't know that. I mean, that would have to be referred to the
Right.
charity commission. I think Mr Thomas has done
I
that.
think the proper way to do it, and this is not to deter Mr Thomas at all, I think the proper way to do it is, if Mr Thomas has got questions he'd like to answer, if he puts them to us at a meeting here, we can answer them here at a meeting. But why do we have to have the chairman have to have a separate meeting?
No, it was the fact that we've not got a public session in
No,
the
it
charity.
doesn't need to have a public session, he just needs to write down the questions that he wishes to ask and we will give him the answers. There's no secrets.
Well, we've had them already. We slightly went off track because some of the issues that he raised were, I think, you were involved in some of the issues that were raised, and I think you were unhappy about what had been put in the letter.
Right, well, what involved? So again, right, so what you're saying then, there's some form of contention from Mr Thomas against me.
No,
I don't know about.
he didn't mention you by name, but you commented at that meeting that it referred to you.
But I'm entitled to make.
Well, yeah, but that, I mean,
So-
that
so
was
that's
the
it.
letter on the
So I would argue then,
21st of
obviously I've
October.
now got a personal interest, but I would argue that's even more a reason, because if there's contention with certain councillors, or
I
potential
wasn't-
contention with certain councillors, then it should be held in open session.
Well, I wasn't going to answer questions on that relating to any one councillor. There was questions that I was going to answer regarding how we were progressing with the refurbishment of the hall and things like that I could actually hopefully shed some light on. It wouldn't stray into other territory where I can answer questions or I wouldn't want to answer questions. Jonathan?
Have you made a proposal that you seconded that you will go and speak to?
No, I said I've offered to speak to Mr Thomas to go through some of these questions that I think I can help him with or answer. But others he will, as I say, I understand he's contacted the charity commission, which he's entitled to do and he has done. And other questions, if he thinks that they remain unanswered, then he's quite entitled to write in again and ask for answers on that, and we'll try and address them as a council. But I was only trying to make up for lost time, really, because with the amount of time he'd spent writing letters and being answered for.
Yes, I was going to propose that we ask you to go, give you permission to go and speak to them. Can we do it? Can we do that?
You can do as far as I'm concerned. It's up to councillors to vote on
Mr Chair,
So good.
I
that.
think,
Sorry, John.
I think
My courtesy.
we're wasting lots of time here on a letter which, as far as I'm concerned, it's the chairman's job to sort out these minor things, to save coming to council, and to get before us facts. And I'm quite happy that you've talked to the man. He's quite happy. I mean, you are our chairman.
I've only spoken, I've just spoken to you briefly tonight, and I said that if
Yeah, that's fine.
council are happy, I would address some of these issues that I can address, and anything else would have to come back
Yeah, what's wrong with that,
council.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to council if they're happy for it to do it. Gordon, sorry, did you want to?
Yes, I think this Anston Festival committee are calling the kettle black. It puts the pot calling the kettle black because I was promised a meeting amongst of the festival council so that I could have my views on why I was sacked. But it's not yet forthcoming.
So, I mean, is that a personal issue between you?
Yeah.
I mean, but were you on that as a councillor or as a resident?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Can I just say that we should
Yeah, sorry,
discuss
go on.
that? It's not part of the letter, is it? It doesn't mention
No.
No,
the
right.
festival.
No, it's
Okay.
not referred to in that though. As I say,
Okay.
I'll stick to what's in the
Yes,
letter,
okay.
the question there, and answer what I can, and anything I can't, then I'm sure if Mr Thomas wants to bring back to us and we need to discuss it or answer those as a council, then I think we can do that.
Yeah,
We
okay.
have to do what we said then.
So I propose that we
I'll second.
give you permission to speak to him.
Yeah.
And then if you all vote.
I'll let you make an amendment.
Then it's done democratically.
Sorry.
Right, but what's the proposal? Sorry.
Just to give the chair permission to talk.
to speak to Mr Thomas.
I'd like to make an amendment, and the amendment is, yes, the chair can engage with Mr Thomas on the condition that a list of Mr Thomas's questions and the answers given by the chair come back to council.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only going to abstract the questions that I can answer.
I'll tell you what I'm
Not
asking.
going to be anything that I'm going to
Tell you what I'm
cover.
asking, and I'm going to explain, because Mrs Thomas keeps making complaints about me, so I want to be clear what's happening.
So let's stick, I'm sorry, Jim, let's stick to the subject.
Just what I'm trying to say.
This is how we strayed off it last time.
I've made decisions in this meeting before, and I've then been subject to complaints because I didn't agree with what was going on. The reason I'm asking is because I don't believe that we should be having meetings outside the council meeting, the members of the public, on issues that we should be discussing around this table. That's the reason I'm asking to see the questions and the answers, so we're all batting from the same bat.
No, well, yeah, I'm not going to have a meeting tell him something and then not tell you what I've said. I mean, that's not the way I work. It's not going to
I thought that was your job.
Well, it is.
I'm on a learning curve, so if I'm wrong, please.
Yeah, the chairman recommends. He's got the chairman.
Can I Councillor Thornton's amendment? You got a second for that?
It's the same as the first, with my addition.
Yes. Is everybody happy with that? I'm not bothered about that. I'll bring
You want to write the questions down?
Yeah. Well, what I will do is just go through the list that Mr Thomas said, and ones that I don't want to answer or can't answer, then they won't be part of the discussion. It'll be the ones that I think I can help or shed light on and bring that back. Is everybody happy with that?
Yeah.
We've got, so,
That's your
have you got a second?
Second.
What about Stuart's amendment? That's what we want first, sure.
Well, we have to vote on it. Has it got a second?
Do we want to second it?
All those in favour of the amendment, where I bring that back to the list of questions and that answers that, everybody happy with that?
That's correct, that's nice.
Do you know? No.
Sorry.
I agree.
Yeah, okay. That I know. Oh, sorry, all those against.
All those against, I'm against.
That's all right. He wants to vote.
There's no need to be sarcastic.
That's carried there. Item 12. To resolve to exclude the press report due to confidential nature of business transactions to item 13, discuss any item which the press report being excluded. Applicable, we will do item 14, date time of next meeting. So, I agree that that meeting will be Monday, the 18th of March.
7 or 7.
7 o'clock. Oh, sorry, let me see. So,
Come out with another room, exclude the rest of
this question, do we hold it before this will be 6:30, or do we hold it after the main council meeting?
I've got that in effect.
You're saying?
I've got now, isn't it?
Oh, you're right. But have members got any preference after the main council one? It's all tied in anyway, so the two are
I thought, Chair, that you've got to approve his budgets for the council before the council meeting.
charity before
The
council.
charity before the council meeting.
So we start at 6:30. Are members able to get for 6:30? Was that too early? I'm trying to make it.
Why can't we start the charity at 7 o'clock? I know we've advertised the meeting at the council at 7, but is it illegal to do it at 7? Could we make an announcement?
I mean, I'm as long as we really leave, I'm not bothered. We can start at 7 and then do the full council afterwards.
Because there's something to start with.
I'm trying to make, if we get it 7 o'clock to start, then that's more beneficial to everybody.
Can we do that? Other than accept it?
I can hold the council meeting adjourned and then the charity.
Can I propose then that we start the charity meeting at 7 o'clock? Sorry, we open the council meeting at 7 o'clock. Propose it, do the charity meeting, and then I've just thought something off the top of my head. One of the discussions I want to have, I believe it's a confidential item. How do we get around that?
Well, it's up to the chairman to decide whether it's confidential or not, because if it's in the budget and it's to do with our finances, I can't see why the public should be allowed to listen.
No,
Well, we've had all
what other
those.
meetings done, so
I don't think it doesn't matter whether I'm making it.
Hang on, just a minute.
I'm trying to, we were discussing an issue that was confidential, which we can't discuss in, well, I would suggest we can't discuss in open session, because it deals with security. And what I'm saying is, if that item comes up, which I intend to bring it, how do we get around it? I'm not saying that we're excluding the public, but there's certain things we have to exclude the public from.
I can exclude them when you get to it.
Well, that's fine, if we're going to do it that way. I'm
Yeah,
just
we
saying,
do.
I'm asking how we get around it, that's all.
Well, I think we'll just have to exclude me question suck it and see, I think, if we start that, and then we'll just have to,
I thought we would
Agree
go
on
slow,
something.
just go down each one, and when we get to it, we can just skip that one.
Yeah, that's in the budget, I'm doubtful.
Okay, that's fine.
anybody else got any suggestions to start with? I'm just
Again,
trying to set it out for Monday, so we've got an idea.
Right, well, don't you refer...
Sorry.
Why don't you refer back
Sorry,
to that meeting
Hillary.
whilst we were here till 11 o'clock one night and extrapolate
Can I
from
just,
that?
please, members of the public are not
Yes,
allowed to
well,
speak in the meeting, thank you.
let's get on
Thank
with
you
it.
for your contribution. Yeah,
Can I
well,
just
Councillor
answer-
Dalton's trying to sort it out.
Can I just answer Miles? What it means, Miles, is if we open the charity meeting and say we discuss 4 or 5 items in public session, if we come to this item, that means we would have to ask the public to leave, then to bring them back in for the item afterwards, which is not, should we say, convenient.
You just leave them down, we go into the room. So that's easy. Chair, you don't have to turn them outside into the rain, we can go and sit next door.
Well, whichever way you want, I'm
Whiskey and soda.
Can you just bear with me, Mick? I'm just trying to sort it out with.
Can you not just suspend that part and bring it back after the council meeting?
Yes, absolutely.
So simple, it's unbelievable.
Great,
When put the confidential, suspend the channel. After the council meeting. The confidential session at the end of the council meeting. Resurrect. The channel again, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, we'll just, I think what we'll just do is run it till we get to confidential. We'll start, but anyway, we're going to move it to Monday night and we'll start the main charity council meeting, adjourn that, and meet in charity and do that. Is everybody in favour of that? Everybody happy with that? Can I have a proposal in a second that we do that? Secondly, Christine, all those in favour, please show. Thank you. Sorry, we don't know the time this meeting over. Right, close the charity meeting at 7:45. Anybody else? 5 minutes. Shall we blow on?
What did you say about 5 minutes, Clive?
No, I just said, does anybody want 5 minutes to look at the toilet
Yes.
or whatever?
Thank you.
I'll give you dispensation to...
How very kind.
Don't fill it.
It's a playful one, then.
For the rooms, obviously.
Since we've got that minutes,
If it does, you will
Do you realise you know on the Redmondville, the church on the road?
Yeah.
We made them
No one else.
I mean, discussing the contentious issue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, is that what it is? So,
Do you want to? I know.
Right, she wants to say the contentious issue.
Well, yeah,
I think it's just right to... So he knows.
Yeah.
I think they're right. Okay, is it just in case? Oh, okay. I see, that's all right.
Yes.
Never more back to
I'll speak to you. Everybody back. Chris?
Look how happy Paul looks.
Okay, right, thank you, everybody. We'll start this council meeting. Right, an open public session. A, to allow representations regarding planning application and the civil parish answer to be considered later in the meeting.
I've won.
Your name is?
Stephen Baker.
I've been forgotten, Clarence.
Regarding planning application RB 2015-1609, which is an application to fell a tree protected by tree preservation order. Now, I'm sure those of you that are interested will have viewed it online, and I'll ask that you support the application because it's made on the grounds of safety.
Right, thank you. Anybody else? Just let me get the right numbers, Stephen, again. 1609.
Yeah.
That's Beltree, 78 Main Street. Thank you. We don't need that. You don't need a response to that, do you? Just on the agenda later on.
You're asking me to support it?
Yeah.
For what reason?
Safety.
It's made on the grounds of safety. You've, as far as I'm aware, you've three options. You oppose it, you support it, or you do nothing.
No comment.
Right, and on the safety ground, is it affecting, what's it affecting, or what's the safety issue?
Ultimately, it will fall onto the road.
Onto Mill
If it
Lane?
falls.
Mill Lane?
Main Street, it has the trees deteriorated in condition over the last 13 months due to snow and wind.
Although that's stated in the application.
It's all stated in the application.
I've read it. Okay. Item B, allow one question for elector of the civil parish of Anston on a topic which the parish council has responsibility of which affects the parish.
I have a question. Do you want just the nature of the question or the question in its entirety?
Just a question, please, Steve.
The question is regarding financial regulation 10.2. Do you want me to read 10.2 out, or are you...
Yes, please.
No, just a question, you're out to that one, 10.2.
Yeah. So do you want the question now, or...?
Yes, please, yeah.
Well, 10.2 is quite simple. It states the clerk or RFO shall endeavour to obtain value for money at all times. The question is, can the council demonstrate that the clerk or RFO complies with financial regulation 10.2, and can you confirm whether the council's audit arrangements cover compliance? If answers no, how would the council defend its RFO against an allegation of corruption if one were made?
Have you got an answer to that tonight, because I... Is it looking at you?
I think, Chair,
I would say we haven't got an answer.
Well,
Chair, I think this is it's a very funny one, this one, because we've got to have trust
yeah.
that the officers are going to do the jobs. Otherwise we all fall down. And I believe that I think everything's done according to the rules.
Right.
No, I've got the financial regulations.
Well, I've got financial
Have you got
regulations
the
here.
financial?
It just says the clerk or officer shall endeavour to obtain value for money at all times. Well, that's very open-ended. I mean, it's a matter of trust on the clerk.
Well,
There's no measure.
Are you not aware of that financial regulation? I'm assuming.
That's it, that's what it says.
Does it? Yeah.
Who's read it out to you? And endeavour to obtain value for money at all times. I'm sure it does.
Can I?
Sorry, Chris.
Can I just say that...
Hang on, Chris, hang on a minute. Yeah, I'm going to say this is for the questions, isn't it? Not the answers.
Oh. What do you do?
We need, well, I'm saying, well, we're not. Have we got any more questions before we answer Stephen's?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is what I'm put together. Are there any more? George.
Yes,
Sorry, George, can you hear me?
Who raised the question?
Yeah, can you tell me your question?
It's to do with the budget.
And go on. Can you
What
tell me?
we have to do, George, is you have to give us the question, then we'll go on to Mrs. Morn, ask her the question, and then the chairman will come back to the first person and give the answer.
All I need to know is, do you want me to ask the question now?
Yes, please. Yes.
Right. You've been talking about the budget now for well over 2 months, and you've still not resolved it. You've not even approached the public about consultation. Are you going to consult with the public?
After 6 years.
Anybody, any other questions? Mrs. Moore, you've got a question.
Well, my question is, the letter that you've got from Durham University, I'd like to know what they've excavated and what they hope to excavate. Because I'm interested in such things as a person.
Because if they could excavate that, they could have Peterborough.
Excuse me, sorry.
What?
I didn't quite get the question.
Excavation.
Oh, right.
They have been before, Elaine. They have been on a previous occasion.
Chris, we'll answer Mrs. Moore's question. So, right, Stephen, yours is first, financial regulation 10.2. John, did you want to...
I just say it's very unfortunate to see that that's all it says. There's no set rule, it just says the clerk shall endeavour to obtain value for money. Well, I think that's what he does obtain. Whether he achieves it is another matter, but he must endeavour to obtain value for money. And that's, as long as he's done that, that's fine.
Could I just answer the trust? bit, please, John.
So, yeah,
In business, everything should be traceable. So, trust doesn't come into it, or shouldn't.
Yeah, but we're talking about a man's doing his job.
We're talking about business.
If the clerk is going to endeavour to find the best value, and that's all it is.
And it should be traceable.
Well, how can you...
There should be
trace it?
documentation.
If he's endeavoured to do it, he's got quotations necessarily.
If it's been done, it will have been documented.
Yeah.
And so anyone can look at the documentation and see that it's been done. We don't need to trust.
Yeah, orders below £2,000,
That's
no
10.3,
competitive
John.
report is required, and therefore you've got to put him on
That's
to the
10.3.
job.
And just,
I think
Stick to
you...
the point.
Paul,
Are we allowed to ask? Is there a reason for the question?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm concerned about value for money and about the way the parish's resources, all resources, manpower, assets and money are being managed.
well, I think we all, that's what, I mean, that's what we're here to do, manage it, try and manage it properly. Best our ability. I'm sorry, and I'm talking, that's it.
Can I find a way through it? It's rather a
Well, I'm sorry, but if you read,
Why do you not think so? Do you have any proof of something that's irregular, or that, do you have any?
I'm asking a question, I mean, it's a simple, fairly simple answer. Can you demonstrate that it's been complied with? It's there to be complied with.
Yeah.
Can you demonstrate that it is? It's a fairly simple question.
Frank, can I give you an example?
yeah, good, John, you've done this job
On
for me.
New Year's Eve, I got a telephone call from the bungalow on the land at the side of the old folks' home. What was the old folks' home? What was the old council office? There was a very large property that had blown down on their roof, and it damaged the roof, smashed some tiles, and they asked for help because it was raining. Spoke to the clerk. Within 25 minutes, Kevin turned up at the building, put new tiles on, and Kevin Pearson cut the tree down, so it was okay. Now, how the hell are you going to get a quotation for that?
That's not a fair example,
No,
John.
it is-
We're not talking about situations
But
like
it's
that.
happened, but it's happened, Christine. I'm just saying,
Please.
you've got to have some leeway in these things, because otherwise those people have been so flood
I agree with
victims.
you.
And we're very, very fortunate to have contractors that will turn out on New Year's Eve at 25 minutes notice.
I agree with you, John, but we're not talking about
No,
those
well, I think
circumstances.
I think-
We're talking about circumstances where you do have the time
Yeah.
to ask for quotes.
So then...
Can the clerk demonstrate
Yeah,
that the
so...
quotes have been
Can I just
asked?
ask a question? How do you want that to be demonstrated?
Me?
Yeah, well, or Stephen, yeah.
Yeah, well, so that you want
If
10
you
to
follow-
read, you want 10 to read, shall endeavour to obtain value for money if he's got time.
Oh,
That's...
Right,
I mean,
That's a bit lax, John.
Right, let's suggest a way forward.
Do you want me to give you for instance?
No, let's just let Councillor Thornton speak first.
It's quite a complicated question. Perfectly right to ask the question. It's quite complicated. Can I suggest, and I'm only trying to find a way through, is the clerk's written the question down. I understand part of the question refers to the clerk. Can the clerk make a written reply for you to view before it goes? And can we go from there? The reason I say that is so, because the clerk's involved in it, so...
Well, as I said, it's a fairly lengthy question, which I think it's one that perhaps should have been put in writing and seen before.
So we've got the question in writing. It's just...
I mean, the length of it is because it's more than one, it's 2 or 3 rolled into one.
Value of money into the cheapest quote, is it?
no.
Oh, it's how well is the job done.
We have answered the question now, and if we can't answer the question now, well then we should write. But what I'm saying, the point I'm making is, because the question is partly directed at the clerk can formulate the written reply, and you look at it and okay it, so then there's nothing adverse, although I don't for 1 minute assume there would be, so there's nothing adverse coming from the clerk back, if you understand what I'm saying.
Have you got Stephen's question in full? Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to email it, Stephen?
I'll email it, yeah.
So we've got it in full,
Yeah.
because I've not written it all down, I've just
I've
put
written it
financial
down.
regulation 10.2, so
That's Steve.
if you do that,
Yeah.
and then we've got
Well, I'll
it
give you, for
full.
instance, if you want, when you refer to it, emergency work, do you have quotes on file, even if it's 2 or 3 years old, 4 years old, for emergency work, what people charge at an hourly rate? So you've got an idea, even if it were 4 or 5 years ago, well, that was value for money then, and you periodically review it.
Again, I can't answer you.
You know, there's a, for instance, I mean, John's talked about emergency. How do you get a quote in an emergency? You shouldn't need one if you've got the correct procedures in place.
It's one of these, if it's an emergency, I mean, it's always available at the time, isn't it?
It is.
And you have, sometimes you have no option but to go with
Well, then
what's there.
you've got the justification, haven't you? There. The
Well,
procedures.
exactly, if you're in 4 people and none of them can get,
You know,
or 1 out of 4,
I know,
then you have
this
to go with that
is a
one.
public forum, but if you could demonstrate, well, I went to X, do a visit, I went to Z, do a visit, and I went to Y, and do a visit, and I went to A, and they were available, it's justified. You
Okay.
fully procedure.
Okay, that's fine, thank you, we'll do that then, if you would. Second question, Mr Dickens. George, you want to? Oh, sorry. Yeah. Just want to elaborate, don't you?
On the council going to consult on the budget?
Does anybody want to? Stuart, do you want? Because we've been to the budget meetings.
Well,
I mean,
in the years past, I proposed that we consult with the public.
Can you use the microphone?
Sorry. I've proposed in the past that we consult with the public on the budget, and I'm still of that mind. The problem we have, and I'll try and be diplomatic, is we're having disagreements on how we come to a resolution on the budget. And unfortunately, that has delayed the decisions on the budget, and as you heard tonight, we're having a budget meeting on Monday. If we make a decision on Monday, there may or may not be time to have a consultation, but it won't be a very long one, because we have a deadline when we have to put our precept into RMBC. The bottom line is we can't make we can't make a collective decision at the moment because we have differences of opinion, and it's more than likely we won't be having a public consultation, unfortunately.
I mean, we
Can I
have.
answer that, Chairman?
Yeah, but can I just add? We have had views from members of the public, not many, but we have had some, and like we've had a letter from Mr Thomas and other people suggesting things for the budget, but we've looked at everything on it so far, and as Stuart says, we've not come to a collective decision, which we're hoping to get to, but because we've had to look at we've been waiting in part for Rotherham's decision about the reduction of the tax or base rate that we get from them being reduced. We finally got that in, was that November when we got that last letter?
I think so, yeah.
So we've had to basically wait for that to try and give us something to work to. So we've had to take that on board, that loss of income. So we've had to start from there.
That's not how to consult. You consult before you start doing your deliberations.
Yeah.
All the public want to know is, are you going to increase expenditure, which has risen from about 270,000 to 319,000 over a very short period? Are you going to increase the parish tax, which is lifted by 21% over the last 8 years? Are you going to increase find ways and means of increasing the income? I mean, this trouble with this parish council for years has been, it doesn't look at its pocket, it doesn't look what can we afford, we just spend. And we pay for it.
Well, I can assure you,
So all you could do is consult and ask people how they feel about it, then get into your deliberation.
We've looked at all those, we've looked at ways of increasing income, how we make savings to work around that £10,500 reduction. So it's not that we've not looked at all those issues.
There's been no public consultation about it.
But we've not been put in a position to do that, unfortunately. we've had to try and plough through what we've done. As Stuart's explained, I think I can't add any more to that. I don't know whether the other council wants to say anything. Sorry, Drew, I do apologise.
I only took 100 seconds ago. We are discussing these things. We have discussed them in the budget meetings that we had, and hopefully, or we will, make some progress on agreeing a new budget at the next meeting. I think it's good that we have a difference of opinion. It's fair to say that councillors have differences of opinion on how they should proceed with the budget.
Yeah, you're not addressing the
You missed the point completely.
Well, I think the point is that under the previous council, you would have had one, possibly two councillors actually suggesting that we should A, raise income from other sources than the precept, and B, restrain spending. So you've got a council that may decide to do that. I think perhaps the comment's best reserved for when we've set the precept.
At the beginning,
sorry, hang on. Go on. Yeah, but you.
I think what George is trying to say is we need a consultation before we start deliberating.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's what he's trying to say. And then when we start deliberating, we can take the public's views into consideration.
It's been on the website for 6 months. It's gone out in the parish newsletter asking for people's views on the budget, and we've received very few responses. And we've taken notice. So I mean, I don't know how else we consult. Well, sorry, the clerk says it has. So
you've got the wrong date on
this year that
yes.
we're already in.
Yes.
The budget for next year has not been mentioned.
No, it hasn't.
I don't think you know what we're doing.
And when you first came onto the council, I said to you in June,
I'm sorry.
are you going to consult regarding the budget? And you said, Chairman, we'll start looking at the budget in October. And I said to you that was too late, which it is.
We weren't aware of other factors in October to actually start looking at it.
That doesn't answer what I'm telling you. That's just,
then John.
just nonsense.
I disagree with this when you say it's been out for consultation or you of it. It hasn't.
Nonsense.
The consultation, because I was the one that proposed the initial consultation, was it 2 years ago? The consultation is the budget. What we've had in the past is we're asking members of the public for comments, but to be honest, the public don't have very little information in front of them to make any comments. We had, not last year before, we said, we want your comments on whether we spend money on knocking trees down. That wasn't the budget, that was a consultation on individual items. We should, once we've made a decision, and it's quite unfortunate, I don't think we're going to get time this year, but once we've made our decision on the budget...
No surprise.
That's 6 years.
Once we've made our decision on the budget, I think there's no reason that we don't put the whole budget out so that people of Anston can look at it, they can make comments, and then we can adjust it if we wish, slightly different. But we should be consulting the public because it's their money.
No, it goes to consultation because you put
Please.
I'm sorry, but I know. Put everything into private session, and this is the reason why the public don't realistically know what the council is doing.
Can I just, please, can I just, John, will you speak?
Can I just clarify this? I'm getting a bit confused. Are we talking about what we have to pay as a borough? Because, as far as I'm concerned, our budget is what we pay for the Anston precept. Yes. And my Band D property, I'm talking about £1.85 a week. Am I arguing that?
Talking about £73.07 is what we pay per year for Band D. I mean, you do this every time. Oh, it's only going to cost you £1 a week.
Yeah.
So it's already costing us a lot of money. I'm paying £140 towards this parish.
But it says on this.
I don't know what I get for it.
Hang on.
It says on this, Chair.
Just let
£93 per year. Are we talking about this? I mean, surely.
Put it in percentage terms, John.
we haven't decided it yet.
Yeah, all right.
And then you'll get a realistic
You couldn't get a
idea.
cup of coffee for that in Meadowhall.
I think that...
Some people can't afford a cup of coffee.
Let Councillor speak.
The short answer to your question, George, is I think it's highly unlikely that this year we're going to have an opportunity to put it out to the public, because we can't make an agreement at this moment in time.
No
That's the honest
surprise.
answer I can give you.
It's no surprise you're muddling your way through like the previous lot. Could I ask a little supplementary question which is important to me?
I'm sorry, George, you can't.
Oh, dear, oh dear.
Just let Councillor Sadler wants to speak.
Can I just hear what the expert has to say,
Yes, indeed.
who is Mr. Dickens?
All right.
Could you tell me, I mean, I've asked Clive if he would let me know what the tax base is. You said tonight you got it. What is it for this year?
John.
What is the number?
When did we receive this? Yes. 2-3 days since we received this.
You said before Christmas, didn't you?
No, we've only got that through from Rotherham. Yes, 2-3 days since.
I know that.
Because they're not sorted out either. So we've had to wait for information from them regarding the tax.
I realise that.
base. So
Could you give me the figure?
Bottom one is tax base is 2830. Sorry, 2823.90.
Just bear in mind.
2830.
No, 2823. Sorry, George. 2823.90.
And what was it last year?
2793.64. Tax base.
So that's gone up considerably. 1.9%. At least 1%.
It's gone 1.1%.
So what I'm interested in is if the tax base has gone up by 1% without increasing the parish tax that we've got today, you've got more people paying that parish tax, and you've got £2,600 extra coming in from the public.
You don't understand.
Have you took that into account?
We've only got this 2 or 3 days since. We've not had a budget meeting since we've received this information.
Okay, but would you agree with me then that if it has risen by 1%, you will get an extra income from today's parish tax of £2,600? Where I'm going from is you don't need to increase the parish tax. You do not need to increase the precept to balance that £10,000 out. You might finish up with a little bit of a deficit on the expenditure, which could be easily paid.
Well, as I said, this has only been put in front of councillors tonight, so we only received it 2 days since.
Clive, the clerk knows about this. It was used last year in the budget.
Well, we haven't seen it.
We've only got this from Rotherham.
We haven't received it.
We've only just received it. We're not crystal ball
I
gazers.
understand this.
No, this.
We've only got this. We got this 2 days since, and this is the first time that council have had that figure from the tax base. So until we have a meeting on Monday, we can't feed that into the budget deliberations, which we will do.
Well, Mr. Dickens has just pointed out the clerk would know.
Point of order,
So
Chair.
why
Sorry,
is it
John.
Point of order. Standing order 95. Number 10. No discussion shall take place on any question put.
Yeah,
The Chairman may
right.
direct the response to a question posed by a member of the board be referred to a councillor himself or an oral response to any employee, or for an oral response or a written response if the question is put in writing. So there should be no discussion on this.
There should be no discussion. Quick comment, let's do it, that's it.
Right, we're in the public session. We're not in a council meeting, so I'm afraid standing order.
Yes, you're quite wrong there, you're quite wrong. As soon as he's opened that meeting, even though the public, all the rules of, so you could turn around and tell somebody that they're an idiot, then, can you? Any questions?
Can I just one last comment. Sorry, hang on.
Being in the queue.
The meeting of the parish council will commence once the public session has closed. We're not in a parish council meeting.
So you tell somebody to swear.
It's me first.
Sorry, go on then, sorry.
I'm waiting for him to shut up.
Christine, just, we have some plans, please.
Can I just ask, is this a confidential document? Can we give Mr. Dickens a copy?
Hang on.
I'm sure he's got all that analysis himself.
Yeah?
Well, so we're saying it's not a confidential
Well, it's
document?
been sent out to the parish.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll give you a copy of this, George, for you to look at.
But as I said, we've got
the
this
list
is...
of that. What I want to see is your budget when you finished it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that will happen.
Well, if you're going to give George a copy of that, you might as well discuss budget that he's put into private session. That he wants to put in private session.
No, that's
This is nothing to do
It's nothing to do with... Sorry, Christine and then Paul, and then we've got one next question from Mrs. Moore. I'm right, yeah. Go on, Christine.
Right, for the benefit of new councillors, can I just point out, please, that Mr Dickens is our resident financial expert. And if anyone would like a tutorial, then I'm sure Mr Dickens would arrange that. And I, for myself, I would find that beneficial because he would explain the process. He will suggest a better way of doing things.
That's fine.
Why did you get a quote for?
Sorry, can I just have quiet, please?
I was just going to respond to, sorry, not going now, George. We've had numerous meetings on the budget. Obviously, we want to save money. There's things we've been looking at. Even if we've got different views on how we're going to do it, and that's why it's taking a bit longer. We're new to it. I mean, if you think that we don't want to save you money, then I've got... It's nothing to do with that at all. We're looking at trying to do that.
The whole approach is wrong. You look at your pocket, what money have I got? You've got £10,000 less next year. No, you've got to find a way. You've got to trim what you want to do. I know it's not easy, but you have got to trim what you do.
That's what we're looking at doing. That's
exactly
what we're looking at doing.
It's a question of trimming that, but also increasing your income to offset that loss. It's about increasing your income as well to offset that loss, which is what we've actually been doing and exploring through these budget meetings. I mean, Councillor Tarvey just said exactly the same thing. That's exactly what we've been doing.
Clark, it isn't entirely this parish council, but parish council of the past. If you look at the income, it varies very little. Very little effort goes into raising cash for our assets. Very little.
Well, we're trying to address that.
I mean, God, we're talking about a piece of land. We've got 136 acres of land. This is what this parish council owns. That costs a lot of money. But for what?
Because we're trying to generate funds off of it.
Sorry?
We're trying to generate funds off of the land that we have.
Well, I'll be interested to see when you do it.
Well, it's
Will that generate...
Sorry.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Hillary, please. Can I, Mrs. Moore sat patiently waiting for an answer to her question.
You're telling me...
Sorry, it's not Hillary, please. I do apologise, Mrs. Moore. Can we please allow Mrs. Moore's questions to be answered? She's sat there waiting.
No, you then said something else. Sorry.
I said, can you tell me that categorically?
The extra funds.
Oh, please, Hillary,
No.
Darren, please.
Well, I'm just trying to understand what he's asking.
Well, I'm sorry, we've moved on from that. I know. Mrs. Moore, do you want to just repeat the question? Come on, let's have order, please. The lady sat there patiently waiting, asking for an answer to a question.
It's to do with the Durham University to discuss and approve further excavation down in Anston Wood. Obviously, I've been out of action for quite a long time. I'm just wondering what they have excavated up to yet, what they hope to excavate, and would it not be a nice opportunity to invite any schools in the area if they need a lecture on what's happening, or if any child would like to be involved, or use it as an educational tool. And please, can I go?
Yeah, well, I just answered part of the question. We've got the letter that we did discuss at the last meeting from the guy at Durham University, and if you can find it, it does say they're planning another 2 weeks later this year. It says this year we may also be able to give a local lecture on our work if that would interest APC, so that's something I think we will take them up on.
But to go into schools would be good as well.
Maybe invite schools, or I don't know, we've not addressed it any further than
What are they hoping to
he's asked
find?
for permission, and we're looking at tonight to
What are
give
they
us that.
excavating? What have they found?
I couldn't, Stuart might be able to add to that, because you went down there, I think, last year.
Yeah, there was two excavations done, two major ones, isn't it? One was down below Dead Man's Cave,
Yeah.
under an overhang.
That's Stone Age, isn't it?
Could you understand what I was saying?
Yeah.
Yes, it was a Stone Age, but whether it was the new Stone Age or the old Stone Age or the Neolithic or the Pale type of stuff. Right. I didn't visit the second site, which was on the other side of the valley. From what I'm aware, we didn't find anything of any significance. There was at the time willing to do a presentation if we wished, but events overtook things. The local paper did a story before we could get any press release out. As the chairman just said, we're going to have a quick discussion on it tonight. I think everybody is probably going to be of the opinion, yes, they can come back, because it's good to know what's going on. A lot of people are interested, and maybe this year we can, as Clive says, we can widen it out, have a presentation. He said last year, is it Mr. White?
Yes.
He said last year he was quite willing to give some form of display or lecture at night time. He had found anything. So it's something we can explore.
Something be nice for other younger children to get interested.
He is very...
If we know what exactly are they looking for?
Nothing, they're just doing digs, exploratory digs to see what they can find.
Oh, that's for their students. The students are coming down for experience.
I think they're
Four last year? Five.
They've already identified 1 or 2 sites where they may want to look this year.
Good.
But we'll, yeah, it's the thing is, there's no problem.
It's managing it. It's managing their dig as well to make sure it's not overtly obvious. It's obviously trying to do it as surreptitiously as possible, so we don't attract unwarranted attention and stuff like that.
Some people that travels.
Yeah, so we're trying to keep it low key, but as Stuart said, we were beaten to it on the press release last year.
We're under about 16,000 metal detectors.
We won't do that again. We will get some publicity out of it, because they said we own that land, and I think it's right.
Well, you've got to take your flora and flora.
If they can come back and give us a lecture or more than one, and maybe a slideshow that we can put on and use the schools. Unfortunately, I think it comes down, is it during the school? There's summer holidays and the kids are off, which is not.
But there were things, weren't there, some time ago, found in what you call Dead Man's Cave?
Yes, there were. In the 40s, Frank Reading
found
bear claws, and they're in Bassetlaw.
Okay.
Yeah, they are. It would be nice to borrow them then, wouldn't it?
Are you happy with that?
Yeah, it'd be nice to borrow those artefacts.
When we find anything more out, if you leave it in, tell it that we'll let you know if you want to
Thank you.
address and everything.
Well, I can't walk far now.
Okay. That's right, thank you. I'm going to close.
He's really involved.
Who?
Councillor Major is not here today, unfortunately. But he's really heavily
Him that
involved.
isn't there at the end?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's got his email and I think the news and things. But he's
The invisible man. Yeah.
I'm interested in
It's all right.
Right, okay, I'm going to close that session. Thank you. Public session is now closed. We move on to the council meeting itself. Item 1, please receive apologies for absence. We've got 2 councillor Major and councillor Matthews. Everybody okay with those? Yeah, just to receive their apologies. Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Item 2, disclose members' DPI personal interest and an item discussed. Everybody, Stuart?
Yeah, I'm going to just declare a person interest in 14, which is item 14, which is plan applications, 1609 and 1610, because I know the person who's put the application in.
Well, on that basis, then I should as well. Anybody else? Okay.
Just
sorry, Jonathan.
It's an email from himself.
Yeah. Okay. That's whatever. Just. Go on, Jonathan. You should know what it is. is that the 16th of November one? Was that right?
Yeah.
No. 15-1. That's it. Is that what discussed this evening?
Yeah.
Your meeting 20th of November 2015. Okay.
And maybe 18 one as well, depending on the North or South Anston allotments. I believe it's South Anston allotment. No, so no, ignore that one then.
You've got a dispensation of that, haven't you, Gordon?
Yeah.
It's on North Anston, so it's
Item 3, to identify items for which the press and public may be excluded.
Yes, 18-1. It's discussing contracts.
Yeah. And
13-1.
18-1, yeah.
To discuss cost of allotment compost bins.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're discussing quotes, so it's confidential.
Item 4, confirm minutes of meeting of Parish Council held on 21st December 2015 and Wednesday 6th January 2016. December, page 1, 3, page 2, oh, yes, yeah, sorry, there's an amendment on 27815, which Councillor Ireland CEO sent his apologies, so that means that will be added in.
That's an amendment to the minutes. Do we have to vote on that? I think we do.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you can do that when we accept the minutes. Right. Okay, page 2. Page 3. We are, can I propose and second it, please? Darren, seconded. Seconded. Paul, thank you. All those in favour, please show. You can wait a moment if you want.
Not there, so I can't remember.
Have we done the 16th of January?
No,
The 6th of January?
No. The next one is the council meeting on 6th of January, just one page.
Can I come in on that, please, Chair? Item 301/15 budget. Councillor Thorne attempted to place a motion before the council that the lease for Colgate is not renewed, that the maintenance of the area is removed from the MBC contract. The chairman ruled that the item on the agenda was to discuss the budget for 2016. This did not extend to the disposal of the council assets. The motion was not allowed. I disagree with that statement, and several other councillors disagree with the statement, and I still stand by what I said.
Could you use the
Okay, that's fine. Make your point. Can I have a proposal and seconded for those, please? Miles, seconded? I'll second it. Paul, all those in favour, please show. Thank you. Item 6, consider approved grant to Anston Parish Council Recreation Ground. Authorisation grant to APCRG, 2016 grant, note 0, payment in kind for employment costs for January 2016, £4,672.58. Propose and a second. Thanks, John. Miles, all those in favour? Thank you. Consider programme to Radio Nightingale. Jonathan?
Can I propose we defer this to the next financial year? Because the precedent set in a previous meeting where the item 282/15, which was an application for a grant, was put into the next financial year.
Stuart, do you want to speak?
Yeah, if I think the grant you're referring to, the reason it was rejected was because it was the second application in the same financial year. It wasn't anything else. We normally only allow groups to put one application in per year. That's why it was dismissed for no other reason. So you can't apply that criteria to this grant because they haven't, as far as I'm aware, they haven't put a previous request in this financial year.
We normally give £50 to Radio Nightingale. Can I have a proposal for
I was just asking the question, was of the people who asked for the grant been given that reason? I don't know.
It was on camera in a meeting, so it wasn't a secret.
No, I'm not saying no. I mean, you use your right to people saying no.
There is an instruction for it to be sent to them. But it's been done out yet, I don't know, because obviously the parish office was shut before.
Yeah, that's fine. As long as we let them know.
Sorry, John, you proposed. Anybody second £50? Darren, all those in favour, please show. Thank you. I have to say that you do an excellent job on a small one. Item 7, to approve payments and sign cheques, approve grants for all hire, if any. Right, just the, on the back in charity, well, you've got that, Joe, it's just that little bit right on the top, and then so you can find it, that's that one line. It's just the one, which is the remuneration. Yeah, and the checks, mate. Yeah, can I have a proposal? Can you send it for that, please? Good. It's obviously if you find a charity, it's on the side of that, just one single line on the top, that's it. I propose in a second. Thank you, Joe. Second it. Thank you. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. Item 8 to approve accounts of November 2015. The bank reconciliation. That's on the table in front of you. That's another section. Yeah. It's on the back of the room, or front and back of that. Everybody got that? Feel like an ice, it's because you're an ice skate.
Before that we accept all the reconciliation.
Second. Second that, Mark. All those in favour? Thank you. 8B receipts. That one.
That's just the VAT refund.
Yeah, they want VAT.
We accept that.
Seconded for that. True, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. 8C payments. That's on the back of that one. This is a skills test.
Can I just say something?
Yeah,
is there any chance in the future you can get these put over and stapled together?
Yeah, it's just the fact that we've
spent 10 minutes
tonight. Yeah. We were in order, but when we were put down, but like you are, you will mind somewhat. We'll get them stapled, next time. Mine actually has got a staple line through it, but no staple. It's a phantom staple. Do it.
Yeah, just for information, there's one on there, I've just lost it myself now, to do with photocopying, can't find it. All right, about halfway down the page, 509 561 Vision Office. That figure there, is that for the renting machine?
Yeah.
Because you have separate entries for per copy, don't they? How many copies we do?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's purely for the
Yeah,
machine.
just so I can do some work out later on. I'll take it from there.
And that's got VAT on it.
Can I just say it's not working very well because my copy is terrible.
Is it?
No, you know,
Oh, yeah.
it's still.
You can guess them 3 lines.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. You mean that particular one or another bit? Oh, in the pipe, right. Right. It's lack of toner apparently, it ran out of ways to build, so it's not the machine that's at fault, it's the lack of fluid. Yeah, the trouble is, yeah, when you set it up to do a number, it carries on, well, it's bashing around, nothing on. Can I have a... Go on.
I apologize. On the second page, second one down, it says photocopy lease, 168. Well, what was the other figure for that? I'm going to ask that because I'm going to do some work on how much it's costing us to photocopy. Because I'm paying a hell of a lot of money. Don't mind if you can't be there, so you can do that.
Okay, can I propose a second for the Thank you, Darren. All those in favour? Thank you. 8D, overview accounts publishing on the Parish Council website.
Right, can I propose that we accept that because it's just what we just discussed, in a slightly different form.
Well, this is the one that's changed to put on the website and do that. Everybody happy with that? Miles? Seconded? Roll call. All those in favour, please show. Thank you. Do you want the rest of the guests to check it?
I just want to ask them, more, it's one of Stuart's booklet. You know the loss of the keys that we get replaced?
Yes.
Which is about 5 times. Would it not be due diligence if whoever's got the key to lose it, they replace it? Or is that something not?
I would suggest what we need to do. I mean, it might sound a minor problem. Over the years, we spent hundreds of pounds on keys.
Well, I mean, that's a charity. That was on the charity. We can look at that overall because we have a number of locks that we have, or they were responsible for.
No, it's £58 energy to what?
But what I'm saying is, maybe we should have a system, and it might be a bit bureaucratic, but a system is when somebody asks for a replacement key, just have a quick 5-minute interrogation to why, record it, and then we can see if there's a trend going on. All right, it sounds petty and bureaucratic, but over the year, it adds up to hundreds of pounds of paying for keys.
It's not. I don't think it's particularly keys. It's because the locks having to be replaced that we're having to get the new keys as well. That's the problem. It's not people. It's not people are losing keys or whatever. It's the fact that the locks are being damaged or stolen, and then obviously when you get a new lock, you've got to have a new set of keys. Well, people do steal locks. Apparently, it is not just us that suffer from it.
That's the important thing about the locks. The one of the allotments is it's the third lock that's not been on there. So
yeah, again, the point is, sorry, I'm talking over. The point is then is if we're losing locks left, right, and centre, we should be making some form of track of it, so we know if there's a trend, if there's a particular area where we're losing, then we need to do something about it. It sounds petty, but it does add up.
Well, it is. I mean, the trouble is there are that many all over the place. They try and police it. I don't know how you would go on.
Well, so someone stole the lock 3 times. How big's the lock?
Yeah. Well, we should ask a question.
That's the way it in.
Just padlock to stop people going on the allotments.
So, but
We've had it all over. We've had it in
Broken,
South Anston, North Anston, all over the place, and that's gone on. It's gone on for years and it's still happening. No, I don't know how you stop it, because wherever you've got a gate that's locked up, you've got a lock. Okay, anything else on that one? I mean, that was just an aside. Right, number 9, to discuss management accounts.
Can I come in again if no one else wants to speak? I'm just looking to make sure we're right way around this time. This is the budget summary we're looking at here is up to November, and we're showing a £12,000 surplus. Is that going to move? Is it reduced or just at this stage? If we've got a £12,000 surplus, one could suggest that we're probably not budgeting in the correct manner.
I think you'll find probably that December, January and whatever else comes through. I mean, this is the problem until they come through. You crystal ball gazing at the end of the day. You can only make the best guesstimates now, because there will be there will be some bills coming through in January. There always are. Everybody gets bills in January.
Are we just to the other side issue? Are we going to monitor, say, from going now January? What tends to happen between January and April is that we seem to spend more money because we're coming towards the end of the financial year. Are we going to have a, should we say, moratorium on spending except for emergency stuff? It's been suggested in the past,
I don't think we need to do that at this moment in time. You would do that probably earlier if you were overspent. You would then put a moratorium on.
But it's good practice not to spend willy-nilly.
Well, I think that's what I'm sure we don't do that. But if you have a bill to pay, you've got a bill to pay. And it's fact of life because they don't come in. You know, we've got December's and January's now into, so by the end of this month, we'll next we'll have a better picture, I thought, when the things will through, because I'm sure there are things from utilities and things like that that come through in January and March as we get to the first quarter. So, but that's where we are at the moment. Well, that's November. But as I said, that will probably have changed since then. Everybody happy with that?
Can I propose that we accept the budget summary?
You were right, that was the
Can I propose that we accept the budget summary? And that
second, please. Well, all those in favour? Sure. Thank you. Item 10, receive report on
can I just ask a question? The ones that we've got listed, it's allotment debt at the moment. Are they actual debts or are they within their time period for payment?
We're still in the time period.
Right, so
30th of November. She's going to, Mrs. Lawley going to chase them up this week. I think is it beginning of January? 31st of January when all that standing.
So end of the month, if
we'll
these
never,
people
should have, they will be in debt.
Still debtors now, aren't they? So that's why it's on.
Well, yeah,
if you
technically they're not.
Well, technically, well, accounting-wise they are. They're still a debtor.
They still owes money,
yeah,
but
so
they've got till the 31st of January to pay it, then they become bad debtors.
Ask Mr. Dickinson.
Sorry, do you want to just come in on that?
Sorry, Drew.
I think we had a discussion on this before. It just seems like quite a bit of work for Michael to produce this report for every meeting when the debtors are still within the period that they've been given to pay. Is this a statutory duty, or
I think the reason
do you have to produce that cycle? Or
if I can come and help it, the reason we're getting these now is we had a situation where we had debtors and the council were aware of that situation for various reasons. And we requested that in future we have like updates on poor debtors. You're right, it doesn't echo over. I mean, I was suggest, unless they're actually, because they're not technically debtors until the end of this month in this instance. So we really need to be seeing it
if there's within the time period that they've been given in their terms anyway to pay, then
I think we did ask for it just as a way of monitoring it from I think it was last year, the year before, because we had so good money all over. It was just an idea that if it was updated monthly, people could see where we are, what we've got the chase up for no more reason than that joke. But I mean, we can have a look at that. But it was just really to keep councillors appraised of the situation, because some people, you know, it ran over in some instances. And I think there was a cause for concern. So it was really just keep people updated on a monthly basis. But
very bureaucratic, but at least it's been drawn to our attention. So we now know that the 31st of January is the deadline. So it does work in one way, but it is bureaucratic.
I was just going to say, in accounting terms, there are debtors still. So
No,
there's no real discussion to
they're not debtors officially
No.
until the run-out date on the 31st. So we've already said this, technically they're not debtors because they don't owe us money.
Well, I saw this
until the date of the
accounting background.
31st.
So.
The pending debtors.
yes.
Get
right, I'm going to finish that. We've received that. I'm going to move on to item 11, point 2 members carrying the internal audit of the November accounts. Can I have 2 members willing to
Have 2 members who've never done it, who's never done
internal audit?
it.
Just do it now. It's not over us, it's...
I'm sure.
Right, so anybody else?
I'll do it another time, I don't want to. Just so you get an insight if you've never done it.
Paul, do you want? Sorry, do you and Darren want to do it then, Jonathan? You're all right with that, and then you can do it next month. I'll make sure you get it.
As long as you don't mind doing it.
No, that's all right. Jonathan and Darren.
I'll do one.
Do you want to do one later? Well, this yourself and Paul said they'll do it, so if we'll at least we're better off having